everyone. Today we have Colten Teubert, head coach of the Bellingham Blazers. Colten, a first overall WHL draft pick to the Regina Pats, a first round NHLer to the LA Kings, also World Junior Championship, U18 gold medal, World Junior Championship, U20 gold and silver medals, and also had played 24 NHL games with Edmonton Oilers. Thanks for joining us today.
Right on. Thanks for having me, Brennan. Appreciate it. Excited to talk a little hockey, and good to see a familiar face.
So Colten, being a first overall pick into the WHL for the Regina Pats, can you share any experiences and stories with us with that, and maybe what you were feeling? I think some of the players and even parents would find that very interesting, what you go through, and I'm sure the pressures and all that come with it.
Yeah, I mean, I can feel the pressure in my throat and in my chest again. It was a very exciting time. Listen, everybody wants to be the best. That's what I challenged myself to be at an early age. A funny story on that is when I was 15, my dad promised me, hey, if you're the best player in Western Canada, I'll buy you a Ford Mustang 64.5. We used to dream about it. We had the eBay motors at the time. We'd always be looking them up. Well, I said, I'm going to do it. Shook his hand, squeezed it as hard as I could. Sure enough, I get drafted first overall. I got a Ford Probe 96 GT. So that's a funny story. I ended up taking that car. It was my first car. Great car. It's just funny how, when you set your mind to something, maybe there's this big reward, and then when you get there, it's not exactly what you thought it was going to be, or it didn't go the exact way you envisioned it. I adapted. Hey, I was very thankful that I was lucky enough to have my dad buy me a car, right? And buzz around. But really, it was having those people in my corner to challenge me, to support me, that helped me get to where I got to and helped me achieve the things. I never did anything by myself. I always had somebody that I was working with, whether it was a training partner, a teammate, good coaching. I had a lot of good development at a young age, and I was a developed young man. I was 15. I was 6'3". I was a big guy, and I really played to my strengths. I adapted to what coaches asked me to do, and I played that. Whether it was systematic positioning, whether it was my active stick, I became a PK specialist. I became the backbone to my team. I wanted to be that top four defenseman that plays big minutes, that contributes offensively as best I can. But at the end of the day, when you want to shut somebody down, when there's a minute left in the period, you put me on the ice. And that was what I strived in competition. And as a young guy playing for the Pats, listen, my name's Colten Teubert. I got called one bird. I took a lot of heat. I was a big dude too, so I stood up for myself, and I met a lot of early challenges at 15 and 16. I played 25 games when I was 15. After my season completed, I played my 5 preliminary games, and then I finished my season with the Northwest Hawks, which was the first year of BC Major Midget. They were called the Hawks at the time. I think they're called the Giants now. And then I transitioned and played in the dub. I mean, I'm 15. I played 25 games. I thought I could match that step. Coming into my 16-year-old year, I mean, I wasn't an everyday player. I had to challenge myself to get in the lineup. I had to battle in practice. I mean, you're fighting 20-year-olds. You're in battles against grown men as a young guy. So I didn't struggle. I tried my best to continue that work ethic, and it slowly started to pay off with 17, getting the opportunity to play in Russia for Pat Quinn. I won a gold medal there, one of the best experiences of my life, and a really great coach figure and mentor to me. Then moving into my World Juniors experience, it all kind of leapfrogged. I took momentum, and when I got the opportunity to perform, I was the guy. I wanted to relish my role, and I look back at my career, and specifically my Regina Pats time, and sometimes you wish you could rewind time, do something different, take a different path. I think I'm exactly where I need to be right now with hockey, and I'm pretty content with how I finished my career, and I'm still involved in the game every day. I still live hockey every single day. So that's what I love about being in the sport that I am, and really look forward to get back on the ice as soon as possible here once this pandemic's over.
So as you talk about being drafted, and that's awesome, about the Mustang car story, you mentioned that was a 96, right?
Yeah, 96 Ford Probe GT, had a moonroof, white.
And so kids these days are a little younger, but you entered the WHL at what year was that? 2000 and
I was drafted in 2005, and I played 05, 06 as a 15-year-old, and my first year was 06, 07.
so yeah, that would have been 9, 10 years old that car was. So still, yeah, okay.
Yeah. I had a bra on the front, the black bras. It had the flip-up mirrors. It was
A cool car to have as a 16-year-old.
Yeah. I remember cruising White Rock thinking I was pretty cool back in the day.
Yeah, I can imagine. So if we can chat a little about you playing those, maybe the first game out of those 15 games as a 15-year-old, but also going to camp after you had been drafted, what that felt like. Obviously, you had some, I guess, advantages also too, where you probably were confident, you're a high pick, people really pulling for you, people believing in you, that kind of feeling. But I'm sure there's other feelings coming with it. Can you share those camp stories?
Yeah, obviously you're going into a dressing room situation in junior hockey, and this was a different age in hockey. It's not the way it is now. The game isn't played the way it was played back then. So I was really coming in somewhere trying to be the man at a young early age, and you hit and run into people that don't agree with you or don't want to stand with you, and you got to decipher at an early age and what type of people you're going to be hanging around growing up, and really what the commitment level that I was going to make to try to get to the NHL. And I knew I had my mindset on the NHL. I knew I was going to make the NHL. I knew it. When I was 16, I remember they tried to make me sleep on the floor or something like that. And I said, I'm going to play in the NHL. Some Finnish guy still owes me $1,000 because I bet him $1,000 I was going to play in the NHL, and he was laughing at me. Made me sleep on the floor. I think I had a fight the next game. I was a little grumpy, but
so you did sleep on the floor though.
Yeah, I ended up sleeping on the floor. It was in PG.
Yeah.
But this was, it's just such a different time, right? And I just look at all those things, I was a person that rised up to challenge. And when someone pushed back, I wanted to push back a little bit harder or in a different way. And I think it really fueled my drive to be the best. And as well, it brought people around me. People felt safe around me. They followed me into battle, as you would say. As a young player, I started to put my body on the line to try to win. And anytime you have a guy like that on your team, and that's what I look for as a coach, I look for guys that want to win as a team, guys that will do anything for the team, guys that are all in, all heart, no matter what. Any day of the week, you call me, I'm picking my phone up because I'm there for you as your teammate. And that's me as a coach, the type of player I look for now. And now I look back at my career and I feel that was what I provided to my teammates. And that's, as I grew into the man I was and the leader I was, it started just presenting things to me. Team Canada opportunity. I took advantage of it. We were doubted. We lost to Russia right away. We got our butts handed.